How's it going, everyone? It's Adam from Life of Adam. Came back with a brand new lifeguarding video. And today's video, I'm gonna be going over how to pass the Starguard Elite lifeguard swim test. This is gonna be the swim test at the beginning of this certification. And if you're able to do this, you will become a lifeguard on your first try, as long as you're able to do the rest of the course. But this is the big test that you have to do at the beginning of the course, and if you do this, you're basically in the clear. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, I'll make a bunch of lifeguarding content about how to be good on the job, how to make rescues, how to find a job, basically everything you need to know about lifeguarding. So definitely consider subscribing and liking the video to show your support to the channel. Now, when it comes to the swim test, there's 4 main elements, and the distance, the yardage, and the meters that you have to swim for these elements, they vary based off of the place that you're getting certified. So definitely ask the pool, the water park, the facility that you're applying to become a lifeguard, the distances for the swim test, because it may vary, but I'll give you a range just so you can practice and it'll be a safe measurement. Now, the first lifeguard swim test is your typical continuous swim without stopping. So this is the lap swim. You swim front crawl, you swim breaststroke for around 50 to 150 yards, anywhere between that range, without stopping, without touching the ground. Most cases you can use goggles, but that's something you want to ask. Just make sure you pace yourself and you use the stroke that you're most comfortable with. And if you're a good enough swimmer and you can practice this on your own to see if you are, you should be able to do this, but just make sure you use the end walls, you push off, and you get into a rhythm and you'll be fine. The second swim test is gonna be the rescue tube swim. Now, this is actually unique to this course because a lot of other certifications don't do this. And basically, you're gonna be taking a rescue tube and you're gonna be having it underneath your arms, and you're gonna be swimming anywhere from 50 to 100 yards. Now, it's a little easier because it's a flotation device, so it's not gonna be as tiring as if you're swimming without it. But you gotta make sure that it doesn't shoot out from underneath your arms. And that is especially if you're doing front crawl and you lean too much one way and you're not centered, the rescue tube will pop out, which is not good. So I recommend doing breaststroke because you can kind of tuck it with your armpits a little bit more, so it's more secure and you can just do the breaststrokes with your hands and your kicks. But that is something that you have to kind of feel out and try on your own. So if you're someone who wants to practice, find a public pool. They'll have lanes, they'll have rescue tubes, they'll have diving bricks, which I'll talk about in a little bit. And this will help you practice to know that you can do this on your first try. Now, the next swim test is gonna be the classic tread water with no hands. Now, a lot of people think this is the most difficult of the 4 swim tests, and that is because you have to be a good swimmer to do this. It's gonna be around 1 to 2 minutes, anywhere in that range. I would practice for 2 minutes just so you can kind of do anything. But just know when you're doing this tread water, you cannot touch the bottom. You cannot touch the sides. You have to keep your head above the water to give confidence to your instructor that you're doing it versus slowly sinking and kind of going into a back float. So some tips for this is definitely try to find your sweet spot in terms of where your back is. If you're kind of leaned back more, you're more upright, whatever that is, combine that with the kicks that you feel comfortable with. So the kicks will be flutter kick, which is kind of moving your feet like this. This is not my preference, but it is good for some people. Then you got the classic breaststroke kick, is what you would do when you do breaststroke, or the frog kick. This is good to kind of keep your body vertical because every time you push your legs together, you lift your body, which is nice. Or you can do the egg beater kick, which is kind of like a bicycle kick. It's more consistent and it'll keep you level above the water. So I highly recommend you practice this. And once you get the hang of it, it's very doable. And lastly, we have the brick retrieval. The brick is gonna weigh about 10 pounds and it'll be thrown into the deep end, and the deep end could be anywhere from 7 to 12 feet deep. When you're doing the brick dive, just make sure that when you're approaching the brick, you locate it before going underneath the water, because a lot of the time people don't know where it is, they're underwater, they're looking for it and they're panicking, and then they have to go back up above the water to catch a breath, which you do not want to do. So make sure you locate it with your eyes, you swim directly above it, and then you submerge to go get it. Now, when you submerge to go get it, it helps to breathe air out of your nose to help you sink. And then once you're at the bottom, interlock your fingers with the brick and do a light push off the bottom just to give you some momentum to go back up to the surface. And that will help you tremendously, especially if you're someone who's not as strong to lift the brick. Now, these are the 4 elements to the Starguard Elite swim test. Make sure you ask the facility about the pre-test before you apply, before you pay or do anything, and they will tell you the specifics, especially the amount of distance you have to swim or the time for each test. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Comment down below if you have any questions, like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you so much. Peace out.